Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
All of our guests today, including Ian Furness in Seattle, standing by, brought to you by the Waddling Dog Pub. Waddling Dog Pub has the busy fall season covered. Come cheer on the Canucks, Lions, Seahawks, all while enjoying one of their 19 taps, including beer, wine, and cider. Check out the daily happy hour from 4 till 6. Every UFC pay-per-view and attached liquor store and hotel. Also, don't forget to grab some Donnie and Dolly merch. The dog is the place to be this sports season. Seahawks lose 37-3 in Baltimore. They host Washington on Sunday. Here to talk about all things sports in Seattle, focusing on the Seahawks. Ian Furness, KGR Sports Radio and Fox 13 Sports. How are you, sir?
I'm excited about the attached liquor store. That sounds like fun. What is that?
I don't know, but it looks like you're going hunting with that vest on.
Listen, man, I got home at midnight last night from Baltimore. Planes, trains, and automobiles. And you guys would appreciate this. I got home at midnight. I don't know what I was thinking because the Seahawks schedule came out a while ago, but for some reason I had a dentist appointment, just your normal cleaning at 8 a.m. this morning. So it's been a long day for your boy already, I'll just tell you that.
Okay, and then hunting after this interview. Boy, you got a busy day.
I'm hunting for a couple cold beers right now at the attached liquor store. That's what I'm looking for.
We'll get on that for you. We'll see if we can get you a discount. How would you describe the Seahawks' performance? 37-3 they lose.
It was the second worst by margin of defeat in the Pete Carroll era, and it was every bit that, and then some. It was they got dominated. They got dominated at both lines of scrimmage on offense and defense. There wasn't a player out there that I think you can look to and say, boy, he really had a strong game. Boy, he was really good. I guess Jason Myers was 1 for 1 on field goals, so maybe that would be the guy. But they got pushed around. They got bullied. They got knocked around by, I think, easily the best defense in the NFL right now, all due respect to San Francisco or even what we saw 2 weeks ago with Cleveland. That is a dominating defense. It's a well-coached team. And then offensively, they can run the ball down your throat. They had way too many explosive plays, 40, 50-yard runs, a couple of those. Yeah, it was just one of those days. Maybe you just chalk it up to, quote, one of those days and you move on. But it's just a bad matchup for Seattle, and they just didn't show up for it.
Geno Smith has been taking some criticism recently, 8 turnovers in 4 games. I think we talked about this last week, but let's continue the conversation. Where's his game at?
Yeah, Donnie, I think it's hard. The quarterback's always an easy target, and then the next easy target is the offensive line when things aren't going well. I think it's a combination thereof. I think we can look at, and not to be a cop-out, but I think it's easy to say, hey, look, the offensive line's not doing a good enough job, protecting him. Geno's making poor decisions sometimes when he does have time. So it's just kind of a cumulative effect. It's all those things are kind of rolled into one, and we see the results. And so it's been hard. It's been a difficult challenge for these guys on both sides of the ball. And or both sides, both the offensive line and Geno. There's some pass route combinations, and I kind of bristle sometimes when I hear guys, try to play armchair offensive coordinator, because none of us are an offensive coordinator, and the intricacies of a pass offense or just any offense in football from the high school level up is hard sometimes to understand. But you can look at, some all-22, some high tapes and say, there's nothing there. There's just nothing there. And so the route concepts probably do need to change a little bit. They're having to keep tight ends in too often to protect. All of a sudden now you take an eligible receiver and instead of in a pass route, putting stress on the defense, you don't have that anymore. So it just kind of rolls downhill. They've got to get right this week against Washington. And as we sit here and talk, I keep thinking in the back of my mind, oh, yeah, they're still tied for first place in the NFC West.
The headline in the Seattle Times caught my attention yesterday. Now is the time to bench Geno Smith. But, there's no way. Ian, that they'd bring in Locke?
No. And you know what, like Rick, one of the things, so in 12 and a half minutes to go on Sunday, Tyler Huntley, the backup quarterback, comes in for Baltimore. They basically said, this game's over. It's election day down here in the U.S., so we're declaring victory. We've declared victory. Huntley comes in, Lamar Jackson takes a seat, much to the chagrin of every fantasy football owner that has him in the country. And I thought, well, this is probably a good time to get Drew Lock some snaps. Pete wouldn't do that. Even yesterday he was asked about it. He said, hey, we were trying to get something going, get a spark. We just want to get some momentum, and get the offense feeling good for the next week. I think that's not right. I think what he was saying is, I don't want to put Drew Lock in there. And if there is a spark to the offense, then it starts the whole controversy again. Right. is who's the quarterback. I think he just didn't even want to go down that road, and so he did, and he left Geno Smith in the entire game. I think it would have been prudent, and I bet if he was, get a shot of truth serum and said, hey, like, did you probably think it would have been good to get Drew some snaps, but you just didn't want to deal with the backlash of the questions, is there a quarterback situation? I think the answer would have been yes.
And by the way, Pete Carroll's not the only coach in Seattle not happy. Boy, the Kraken, the Flames, they had lost 6 straight, go in there and win, and then the coach tees off the next day.
They're a weird team, man. They're the opposite of you guys. We joke about, they can't score.
They can't score.
They just can't score. And I think a big part of it, I don't know when the level of concern gets. I think we're kind of, we're in that, the level of concern back in the COVID days up here. Are we code yellow, orange? Are we red? I think we're bordering on bright orange red for Matty Beniers. Doesn't have a goal yet this season. The reigning rookie of the year he looks lost out there. They've changed his line combination again. They played tonight in Arizona. He'll be with Kyler Yamamoto's moved up to the top line with McCann and Beniers. Try to get him going. Beniers going. They're honestly everything they do. Because Rick, we talk about this every week. He asks me about line combinations, and I joke about it sometimes. But honestly, everything they are doing with line combinations, no matter what Hackstall tries to say, we're trying to get a spark. No, it's about one thing. It's about getting Matty Beniers going, and he's not going right now. So they've gone back to their third line, which was their best line in the postseason last season, with Yanni Gourde, Oliver Bjorkstrand, Ellie Tolvanen. Tolvanen needs to get going as well. Those 3 guys are a third line that right now is your best line. Eberle and Schwartz need to get going as well. They're with Wenberg, but it's all about Matty Beniers. So maybe if Jared McCann and Kyler Yamamoto can't get him going, and Yamamoto's been a really good player for them. He just hasn't got a ton of ice time, buried on the 4th line, power play 2. Let's see if they can get him going, because it's sure not the biggest line in the league, that's for sure. It's Yamamoto and Beniers, but that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get Beniers going.
Will we be coming up for the Stanley Cup parade?
Yeah.
In June?
I will be. Yeah. I've got my Canucks jersey from way back when, and I can't wait. When is the parade? Have you guys scheduled it yet?
Well, June. And then a riot before that, of course. But
see, I didn't want to go there. It's on the tip of my tongue. I wanted to go there, and I said no out of respect for the great fans of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I didn't want to go there. You just knocked off the City of Champions with what is wrong with them, by the way? Holy smokes, with the Oilers up there. That's a train wreck. I mean, you guys you're bullying those poor guys. Do you feel bad?
Yeah.
Do you feel bad about that?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would we?
5 Stanley Cups to 0. I think the Canucks are okay dominating the Oilers for a couple of weeks. No problem at all.
Yeah, the Mariners of the National Hockey League are looking pretty good right now. So good job by the Canucks. When are they
more
here?
like it.
When are they here?
I don't have the schedule in front. Do you know, Ryan?
Rick, you know that off the top of your head.
What's that? Who's where?
That would be
Canucks
your team
in Seattle.
Here. But thanks for participating in today's session. This has been fun.
The Canucks are in Seattle November the 24th. And February the 22nd.
Oh,
but the Kraken are up here on the 18th.
Okay.
Of November.
Yeah. Thanks for that. That was cool. That was good on the spot. Oh, you want one more. Michael Penix Jr., Caleb Williams. They go head to head. Trojans, Huskies. I know you care more about the Cougars, but just bear with me for a second.
Fine. No, I'm good.
52-42. Huskies beat the Trojans. How would you compare those two quarterbacks? And their numbers were fairly similar after that game.
I can say this because it's Pat. So last year, my Heisman ballot had Caleb Williams 1, Duggan from TCU 2, and Penix 3. Right now, it would be Penix 1 and probably McCarthy 2 from Michigan, and maybe Harrison. They play each other to find out number 3. Michael Penix right now is, if he's not the best player in the country, he's the most important player to his team in the country. And I would say with the difference between the two is Michael Penix carries himself like a leader and leads his football team, quote, team. I didn't see that from Caleb Williams. I think that's the USC issue. He to me is a me guy, and he's immensely talented. He'll be a great player probably in the NFL. But if I want someone to win a college football game for me right now today, I'm taking Caleb Williams 100 times out of 100 over, or I'm taking Michael Penix, I should say, 100 times over 100 over Caleb Williams.
How'd the dentist appointment go? Good?
Yeah, man, all good. Yeah, all good. Just, a little scrape, all that fun stuff. And, nothing like the little zing. You know that little zing you get? It's just,
yeah.
well, good morning. Good. And then they put the fluoride on. You can't have a coffee until
horrible.
Like 3 hours. Yeah, it's just
Horrible.
Like, what
horrible.
are we doing here? I mean, come on, man. I just needed a black coffee right now, something fierce, but it'll hold off. I mean, we don't have TH down here, so I guess it doesn't matter anyway. Yeah,
I have a story about fluoride that I'll share with our viewers and listeners one day. Ian, you want to stay tuned for that. Forget the Kraken and Canucks. One of these days, I'll share my fluoride story.
Hey,
Yes.
I know we're late. I was remiss in this last week, in all seriousness. Donnie, congratulations. I honestly, congratulations. The Hall of Fame, well-deserved. I think we've joked about it before, Rick, right? And I kind of it's long overdue, but I think this was a couple weeks ago, and I feel bad I didn't say something. Congratulations. British Columbia is damn lucky to have you. And anything that you're being honored with is well-deserved, man. And congratulations on that.
You're lucky you said that because we were thinking about canceling this segment as of next week. So you'll be back next week.
We got another guy in Seattle.
Yeah. He's a great guy, too, I heard. So that's
good guy. Good guy.
Good guy.
Thanks, Ian.
All right.
Thank
See
you.
you guys. Bye-bye.
I appreciate it.